What's up, guys? Trail here, better known as Budget Bill, and this is your second stimulus check update and stimulus package update for Tuesday, December the 22nd. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the channel. We received a lot of new subscribers yesterday, so for all of y'all that are new to the channel, welcome and thank you. Late last night, the House of Representatives and the Senate voted to pass the $900 billion stimulus plan that includes direct payments and unemployment benefits, clearing the way for the stimulus package to be sent to the president for his signature. We also have several senators that are furious over this bill because they believe it is just too little. They say it doesn't have enough support for the American people, which from the comments that you left on the last video, most of you think that the $600 stimulus checks is just a slap in the face. We also want to talk about whether those who owe child support or either on SSI or SSDI or Social Security will receive a stimulus check as well. We will cover that on this video. Now, those are just some of the topics that we are going to cover today, but before we get started, be sure to like this video if you like this type of content. It definitely helps out a lot, as it takes a lot of time to research all of this information and to provide a scaled down version to share with you guys. Also, if you want to be a part of this community, we would love to have you. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and click the notification bell to be notified of each new video. What's up, everyone, and this is a pretty exciting week, and I'm not just saying that talking about Christmas coming up, but I'm talking about the long-awaited stimulus relief bill is finally here, and it was voted on last night by the House of Representatives and the Senate, and it passed with flying colors in both chambers. In the House, it received 359 to 53 votes, and in the Senate, 91 to 7 votes. And later this week, President Trump is expected to sign this legislation into law. I believe it takes about 2 days to reach the president's desk, but they could just rush this bill to the president considering the current timeline in getting stimulus checks out to the American people before the end of the year, especially with the holidays right in front of us. That could pose a delay in getting checks out as fast as they would like to. So, on yesterday's video, I talked about what all this second stimulus bill includes and how it helps Americans who are struggling right now, which is an easy way to sum it up. Not much. Thank you, Congress, for being so generous. Now, this relief package was a rather large bill that's nearly 5,600 pages long. One thing I did mention is that this bill also includes the government shutdown funding. The new piece of legislation will provide a fiscal budget that will fund the government through September of next year, which is about $1.4 trillion, and then another $900 billion for all this pandemic-related concerns that we've been having over the last 9 or 10 months. So many Americans are downright furious over the measly $600 offered as a solution or an amount to help Americans who are struggling right now. But Americans feel angry that this amount won't help much. And when you think about it, we received the $1,200 stimulus checks back in April of this year, when the pandemic had only been around for about 30 to 45 days. So that was very helpful during that time, as most people were still caught up on their rent and still had savings in their accounts to make it through. But now that we are 9 to 10 months into this pandemic and more people have lost their jobs, lost hours at work, food prices have increased dramatically, and many people facing evictions because their rent is past due for several months, Congress decides that half of the previous amount is good enough for us. What the hell are they thinking? It merely shows that Congress doesn't really care about the American people. They could care less. And to be frank, that's just how some people are, which is totally fine, right? However, it is not fine to have those type of people being lawmakers in this country and writing the laws for all American people. Those people who don't care about the other American people should be voted out of Congress. They don't deserve to receive their high-paying salaries and to get to treat us regular folk like we just don't exist. That's just bull crap. Let's get some real people in Congress that actually have empathy for the American people who are struggling right now, or at least act like it. These current lawmakers tell us to our faces that they do not care. And for all of you Mitch McConnell fans out there, he stated that Americans don't need any additional stimulus money, and he has been against it all along. So these guys say it right to our faces, and we still vote them in power. When are we going to learn? We must change this cycle going forward. We have to wake up, guys. Go vote. Now, in other news, when can you expect to see these stimulus checks in your pocket? That's the main question that most people have. I've seen your guys' comments on my videos, as well as I've seen them on different blogs that I've been reading as well. And that question is rightfully so, as millions of Americans are struggling trying to put food on their table, and some even trying to avoid being evicted. Everyone wants their money, and they want it fast. There is some good news there. Some lawmakers that spoke to the president anonymously said that President Trump does intend to sign the stimulus package into law. If that can happen this week by either today or Wednesday, we can potentially start seeing some stimulus checks arriving next week. We even have Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says that Americans will start to see money at the beginning of next week. Mnuchin said in an interview with CNBC Morning yesterday that much needed relief and just in time for the holidays. I mean, I don't know what the blank this guy is talking about. The holidays is this Friday, and you telling us that we might receive $600 stimulus checks next week? We might? Come on now, Mnuchin. Some of us wanted to buy our children and family members a gift for Christmas, just like you did. But because Congress wanted to send $600 after waiting 9 months, most of us will be spending that money on food and to pay a bill or two. This goes to prove that these politicians and lawmakers are so out of touch with the American people. Everybody in Congress has already purchased all of their gifts and purchased their food for their holiday picnic or their parties that they are planning on having. Regular folks are hoping to receive additional relief aid to put food on the table to feed our families. And now that Congress was told that they will not be leaving Washington until they get a stimulus deal done, now they decided to actually get some work done and get a stimulus package for the president to sign it this week. It totally sucks that they reduced the original $1,200 stimulus checks down to just $600 after millions of Americans have been suffering for 9 months. But there is some good news to see in the future. Democrats see this stimulus package as just the beginning. They are hoping to introduce another bill sometime next year, hopefully in the first quarter. That could offer a third stimulus check. But if Mitch McConnell is still the majority leader of the Senate, it's going to be a mighty hard job to get another bill in front of the floor in order to vote on. So that's why I tell you guys that's in Georgia right now to make sure that you get out and vote. Vote, guys. It's very important. I even told y'all back in October, and we still have the Mitchy Mitch running the show, and he doesn't want to help any Americans. So once again, I need all of you that live in Georgia to please get out and vote for the Senate runoff elections that's right now in your state. Also, real quick, I wanted to go over how much you can expect to receive in the stimulus checks once this bill is passed into legislation by the president. First off, it goes to those who make under $75,000 per year. They will receive the full $600 stimulus check, while couples who earn less than $150,000 per year will receive $1,200. Also, you will receive an additional $600 for every dependent under the age of 17 years old. So if you have a family of 4 people, your household would receive $2,400. Of course, $2,400 in stimulus checks is a lot of money, but not when it's needed to support a family of 4. With children under 17 eating up all the dang food, households need about $5,000 to be comfortable. But we don't make the laws. Lawmakers with millions of dollars in their pocketbooks make the rules that they are fitting for the people who lost their jobs and others that are affected by this pandemic. And if you have more than 2 children, there is no cap on the dependents that you have. Also, I keep getting the question regarding whether you will receive $600 stimulus checks if you still owe in child support. Unlike the CARES Act, your check will not be withheld on this round of stimulus checks. so you won't be affected. Also, the question about if you are on either SSI or SSDI or Social Security benefits, the terms of this new stimulus bill does match closely with the CARES Act terms, which means you will also be eligible to receive a $600 stimulus check. Now, even though the bill has passed in Congress and ready for the president to sign, there are still some economists that worry that this bill falls short of what's required to support the economy. Initially, the Democrats wanted a $2.2 trillion package that was passed in the House earlier this year, which I agree. Like I said on the last video, $600 stimulus checks is just a slap in the face for all Americans, especially knowing that congressional leaders have $600 dinner tabs on the American tax dollar, and they offer us one of their meals and expect everyone to just be okay? Come on now. Most people average rent costs twice as much as $600. Depending on where you live, your heat or electric bill would be a quarter of $600. Some people on Twitter have even stated, why even bother? $600 does not meet the needs of those who are struggling right now. All the money the government takes from us each paycheck goes to feed their pocketbooks to make them rich. It's just pathetic that this was the ending goal of the Congress striking a stimulus relief package to help the American people. But I digress. You guys can tell by my frustration in this video that I'm completely upset about how much they've offered us. This is just a complete slap in the face. But what can we do other than get out and vote? Every time there is an opportunity to vote, you got to be sure you want to vote for the people that actually have empathy for the American people. Because when you vote for the people that are only worried about their pocketbooks, they actually treat us like they're only concerned about their pocketbooks. And that's where we are today. But anyways, all in all, this bill has passed both chambers at this time. It will now be prepared to be sent to the president's desk, where he is expected to sign the bill. But what do you guys think? Looks like the $600 won't change. Do you think Congress cares about the struggling families in America? Do you think that Congress even has a clue about the struggling people in America? Or do you think that Congress just rushed to get a bill done so that they can leave Washington to be with their families and enjoy the holidays? Let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comment section. I would love to get your feedback. Also, it's crazy that Mitch McConnell stated as this bill was being passed, he said, "Don't worry, Americans, help is on the way." Like, what the Get this guy out of here. Y'all in Georgia, go out and vote. But anyways, that's all I have for you today. This has been your second stimulus check update news for today. And don't forget that you can still get the free 30 days membership of the Amazon Prime just by signing up. You can also have a discounted rate of the Amazon Prime if you have an EBT card or if you receive any type of government assistance programs. Also, you can get 2 free stocks just by signing up and depositing $100 into your account. All of those links will be down below in the description so that you can check those out. Other than that, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.